1 Samuel 18. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. The last one, number 17, is about David and Goliath. Oh, I just absolutely love that story so much. There's just so much arrogance in people who don't believe in Yah, and then the one who believes in Yah is a small child who comes out of nowhere and whoops this guy's butt with a single stone. Oh, such a beautiful sight. Anyways, Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only. And his son Yehoshua died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity more than 2,000 years ago. And the letter J is about 600 years old. And Yah is a very jealous El. He's so jealous he doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. And Yehoshua in English is Joshua. 1 Samuel 18. And it came to be when he had ended speaking to Shaul that the beginning of Jonathan was knit to the beginning of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own being. Jonathan is Yehonathan, and Shaul took him that day and would not let him return to his father's house anymore. Oh, so they just kidnapped him. And Jonathan and David made a covenant because he loved him as his own being. And Jonathan took off the robe that was on him and gave it to David, and his garments, even to his sword and his bow and his girdle. And David went out wherever Shaul sent him. He acted wisely, and Shaul set him over the men of battle. And it was right in the eyes of all the people, and also in the eyes of Shaul's servants. And it came to be, as they came in, as David was returning from striking the Philistine, that the woman came out from all the cities of Israel singing and dancing. Oh, that the women, sorry, not woman, women. Singing and dancing to meet Shaul the sovereign with tambourines, with joy, and with musical instruments. And the women sang as they danced and said, Shaul struck his thousands, and David his 10,000s. And Shaul was very wroth. I don't know why he'd be wroth. Wroth. And this matter was evil in the eyes of Yah. And he said to David, they have given 10,000, and to me they have given thousands. He's so jealous. Jealousy and envy coming from my enemy. Anyways, so what more for him except the rain? And from that day Shaul eyed David, and it came to be on the next day that an evil spirit from Elohim came upon Shaul, and he prophesied inside the house while David was playing the lyre with him, or with his hand as usual, and the spear was in the hand of Shaul. Then Shaul hurled the spear, for he said, let me strike David even to the wall. But twice David withdrew from his presence, and Shaul was afraid of David because Yah was with him. But from Shaul he had turned away. I don't know, maybe it's because Shaul built this giant statue for himself, of himself. Shaul therefore removed him from his presence and made him his commanding over 1,000. And he went out and came in before the people, and David was acting wisely in all his ways, and Yah was with him. And Shaul saw that he was acting very wisely and was afraid of him. But all Israel and Yehudah loved David, and he went out and came in before them. And Shaul said to David, see my older daughter Merab, M-E with a half a check mark, R-A-B with a line underneath of it. I give her to you as a wife, only be brave for me and fight the battles of Yah. For Shaul thought, let not my hand be against him, but let the hand of the Philistines be against him. That's still your hand. And David said to Shaul, who am I, and what is my life, or my father's clan in Israel, that I should be son-in-law to the sovereign? And it came to be at the time when Merab, Shaul's daughter, should have been given to David, that she was given to Adriel, A-D with a line underneath it, R-I apostrophe E with a half a check mark L, the Meholethite, as a wife, M-E-H with a dot, O-L-A-T-H-I-T-E. And Michal, Shaul's daughter, loved David, and they told Shaul, and the matter was right in his eyes. And Shaul said, let me give her to him, and let her be a snare to him, and the hand of the Philistines be against him. So Shaul said to David for a second time, become my son-in-law today. And Shaul commanded his servants, speak to David gently, and say, see, the sovereign has delighted in you, and all his servants have loved you, and now be the sovereign's son-in-law. And the servants of Shaul spoke those words in the hearing of David. And David said, does it seem to you a small matter to a sovereign's son-in-law, seeing I am a poor man and lightly esteemed? And the servants of Shaul told him, saying, David has spoken according to these words. And Shaul said, say to David, the sovereign has no delight in any payment for the bride, but 100 foreskins of the Philistines. Take no vengeance on the sovereign's enemies, or to take vengeance on the sovereign's enemies. But Shaul intended to have David fall by the hand of the Philistines, and his servants declared these words to David. And it pleased David well to become the sovereign's son-in-law, and the days had not expired. And David arose and went, he and his men, and struck 200 men of the Philistines. And David brought their foreskins. I looked up just to make sure that he was supposed to strike 200, but it only says 100. Okay, anyways. And David brought their foreskins, and they set them before the sovereign to become the sovereign's son-in-law. And Shaul gave him Michal, his daughter, as a wife. And Shaul saw and knew that Yah was with David. And Michal, daughter of Shaul, did love him. Michal is M-I-K with a line underneath of it, A-L. And then Shaul, S-H-A apostrophe U-L. Daughter of Shaul did love him. And so when Shaul was still more afraid, then Shaul was still more afraid of David, and Shaul came to be an enemy of David all the days. And the princes of the Philistines went out to fight, and it came to be whenever they went out that David acted more wisely than all the servants. Excuse me. And it came to be whenever they went out that David acted more wisely than all the servants of Shaul, so that his name came to be very precious. Shaul is just having a butthurt moment. He thinks of himself as an Elohim, which is a shame.